And definitely, the new one looks much more sharper. 0.5-liter EcoTech turbocharged 3-cylinder. Good, amazing interior. So welcome back. Today we are going to be doing an old versus the new comparison of the new Chevy Equinox. This is the new 2025 Chevy Equinox LT, the one Chevy just came out with. And this is their old generation 2022 Chevy Equinox. So is it actually worth upgrading if you already have the old one? Or should you just, or if you're in the market, which one is good for you? The old one is gonna be like way cheaper, or you can get the new one. So starting with the front end, and definitely the new one looks much more sharper. We do have these new DRLs, which are LED going over here, and then full LED headlights down here below. And then starting with the old one, we also have LED DRLs over here, but the reflector headlights compared to the projector ones on the new one. And then the looks wise, it just like it depends. It's like, guys, your opinion, which one looks better. Both of these vehicles are still amazing, but the new one for me just looks a little bit better. Guys, starting with the rear end, it's obvious the new one looks way better with the sharper tail lights, which are fully LED, while on the old one they weren't fully LED. And overall, the new one wins it for me. And the rest is guys' opinions. Just comment below which one you think looks better. But both of these are evenly matched. This is the LT, and then this is also the LT as well. Hey guys, I have the hood popped open on both of these vehicles, starting with the old one. They both have the same engine. This is the 1.5-liter EcoTech turbocharged 3-cylinder. This makes 170 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque. This is actually paired to the old design 6-speed transmission, but overall, the layout and everything is the same when we compare it to the new one. As you can see, this one just looks a little bit more brighter. Of course, it's a new vehicle. However, we still do get the same engine, but this makes a little bit slightly more horsepower and torque. This makes 177 horsepower and 205 instead of the 203 or the 202 that we get in the old one. So just a little bit more power, and it's also paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission instead of the 6-speed that we get in the old one. Since these are budget-friendlier vehicles, we don't get shocks to hold up the hood. Instead, we get these push rods. I mean, overall, it's still quite good for this type of vehicle. However, you have keyless entry on both of these vehicles. Just press the button and it unlocks it for you. Guys, so starting with the interior of the 2025 Chevy Equinox first, it's just really good, amazing interior that we get. The design is wonderful. The materials used is also really amazing. We do have a smart key fob. This vehicle is push start. And this engine is actually really quiet. You can like barely hear it that the vehicle is actually started. In the materials used is amazing. All soft touch materials. They're like definitely not leather, but they do have a really good synthetic textured, which is really soft. And they have the same one going over the dash. And this entire dash is actually soft touch material. It's not hard plastic, which is amazing. Because like a whole host of vehicles at this price point just tend to just have overly plastic designs. We don't have that thing in this vehicle. We do have this really cool looking futuristic air vents as well. And right over here, we do have our engine auto start button, electronic parking braking, and we have this amazing heated steering wheel. It looks really good. It's really light. It's not lit. It's not really lit the wrap. Instead, it's like some type of synthetic material going on, but it feels amazing. And we also have this amazing 12-inch driver display, and we can actually have this view, which I have right now, which it will like show you the full Google Maps. It can all be changed right from over here. We do have different views. It gives you a lot of information. This does has lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, automatic braking, and all that good stuff. Here's our adaptive cruise control braking. This does has the new style GM's gear shifter, just as the Mercedes have it. Press brake and then upwards reverse, downwards into drive. And it does bring us out this HD quality rear view camera. 360-degree camera is available, but it's not standard. But we don't get the 360-degree camera in the old one. And then starting with this center dash right over here, it looks amazing. Just like right off the bat, it looks amazing. And we do have this really good Android-based operating system instead of the proprietary one that we get in the old one. So this is like really, really smooth compared to the older one. We do have built-in Play Store, Google Assistant, built-in Alexa, and then we also get built-in 5G hotspot, which is amazing. And as I said before, we do have built-in Google Maps, which it does show you live. It does show you live traffic, and it's really smooth and it works wonderfully. We do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. And then right over here, we do have a really good amount of storage. We have two USB, one USB-C, one USB-A. We're like missing the wired. We are missing the wireless charger, which is available in the higher trims. We have two cup holders, more storage right over here, and then more storage under the armrest. And we do have these amazing heated seats. They're actually manual seats, but they do feel a little bit more comfortable than the old generation one. We do have quite a decent amount of room in the glove box, and overall the quality feels way better compared to the new one. We have no creaks. It just feels really solid overall. Then starting with the second row of this 2025, the thing I like the most is the legroom. This is like a really roomy vehicle. We do get a really good amount of legroom, really good amount of headroom as well. However, we do get a little bit worse materials. We do get hard plastic instead of the soft touch that we get in the front. We have two USB-C chargers, two air vents, and overall it's actually really it's actually really spacious in the back. And then also we do have two cup holders over here as well as an armrest which pops open. Okay guys, so starting with the interior of this old generation Chevy Equinox, it's actually quite decent. It's not as good as the new one, of course. It's actually 3 years older than the new one. However, it's still pretty decent, I would say, if you guys are on a budget. Just as the other one, we do have the smart key fob, but we are missing the remote start function, which is available in the higher trims in this old generation. It's also push start. And as so, just right out of the bat, we do have a lot of hard plastic going on in this dash compared to the new one. Even though the new one dash does look better, but it also has better materials as well, which we don't have in this one. We do have some soft touch padding right where your arm will be, but other than that, it's actually quite just hard plastic going on all the way through the dash. We do have our automatic headlight controls right over here. And then we do have this smaller gauge cluster over here. It's still actually controllable. We do have different settings and stuff like that, which we can go through. It's not the best, but if you guys are on a tight budget, it's actually really good for you. And then like it does give you all of the basic information that you need. Both of these vehicles do get lane keep assist, and both of these vehicles do have adaptive cruise control, as you can see right over here. And the steering wheel, unfortunately, is not heated in this LT trim. We do have a heated version in the higher trims, but not in this one. And this one, the quality, as you can see, is not leather wrapped. It's just more of like a synthetic, but it doesn't feel as good as the new one, and it's actually more heavier than the new one as well. But overall, it's actually quite good. And then starting with the center over here, as you can see, we do have a really small display compared to the new one. This is based on, so like this is like based on their GM's own infotainment system, as is the new one is running Android on there. So this is actually this is also really smooth, but it's not as smooth as the new one. We do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And moving on down below, we do have our physical controls for the radio and our climate controls over here. They're actually really simple, really easy to use. I can just adjust everything right over here. I don't have to mess around inside the infotainment system. Down here below, we do have two USB ports, one USB-C, one USB-A, and one auxiliary port, and then one 12-volt lector port. And then in the higher trims, we do get a wireless charger, but it's not available in this LT trim. We do have two cup holders, and then we do have this old style, quite basic gear shifter as well. as well as manual mode that we get in the new one as well. And then once we're in the reverse, this does bring out an HD clear quality camera. It's not as good as the new one, but it's still really good. We do have more storage under our armrest. However, this armrest is actually quite stiff, so it's not as comfortable as the new one. And we do have these really good seats. Unfortunately, they are not heated. And so in the second row of this older generation Equinox, we still do have, I would say, around the same amount of room as we did in the new one. Pretty decent amount of leg room and then really good headroom as well, but we have all hard plastic. Pretty simple control for our window, 2 air vents and 2 USB, but over here we only have 2 USB-A instead of the new one has 2 USB-Cs. We still do get the same type of armrest, which brings out 2 cup holders. Both of these vehicles do get identical amount of trunk space, and it's actually really amazing that this small vehicle has this amount of storage. We do have built-in 12-volt light electric port as well, more storage, and as well as a built-in spare tire holder as well under the storage. Able to fold the second row seats. It gives you even more storage in the back, which is amazing for this type of vehicle. With the old one still has the same amount of room as well as the same hidden storage with the same spare tire in the end. And also we can also fold these seats the same way as well. It gives you the same amount of storage. So both of these vehicles do have really good practicality. Overall, both of these vehicles are amazing, but the new one is a new one. So if you want it purchased, it will like probably cost, it just like depends which trim you get. If you get the lowest one, it starts close to 25K, but but you can have it expect up to 35K. I believe the one I reviewed cost 30K as spec. It is the LT trim. While this one you can easily get one probably I would say close to 15 or even 12K if it does have a little bit more miles. So is it actually worth buying the new one or not? So in my opinion, we still do get the same Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We still do get the same safety features. We do get the same practicality. It's just the new looks and the new design. So if you really don't care about the looks or the design, then the old one is good for you and it will also be cheaper. But if you really do like the new design, then that one is for you. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe.